So like the oneness is real. Like the spirit of life is very strong. You know what I mean? We could cry of that we lose an animal we love or something. We could cry very deeply about it. But these are things because our souls are attached to other souls. You know what I mean? And we can feel things when they feel things. And if they're going through, like, say, crying because they just, say, passed away, you'd feel their soul and you would start crying because that's part of the sequence of moving on from your body to somewhere else or something else that moved on. There is a sequence of like the soul knowing that, and then it gets triggered by that upon knowing it. And it's so fascinating how that works. But it goes through all life, the elephants, when an elephant dies, the other elephants go around it like in a ceremony type thing for the one elephant so they know. And like so like the oneness to the universe would be the corresponding life that's like around us, that like all the nature and animals. Like I have a real strong connection to nature and animals. So if I bond with something like a squirrel and I know that squirrel for a while, and then say that squirrel passes away, I'm gonna be sad. I'm gonna be pretty sad, especially if I really like that squirrel and it's cool and the way that it did things, and everything. But yeah. So this is the oneness of the characteristic of life that's like tied with it in the soul level of like experience. Like if you experience, like, say, death, it's a new, your soul lives on, but you have to experience letting go of your physical body, of what you always had for a long time. But that's what I'm trying to say, is that this is all an experience that we have, and we go into certain degrees where there's certain experiences where we don't want to go through it. Like it's a tremendous thing, we don't want to go through it. But once we do go through it and look at the light at the other end of the tunnel, we realize and we humble ourselves to the fact of that we go through trials or suffering. And through these trials and tribulation, you know what I mean? It humbles us again to the fact of life, and the fact of that we must enjoy life to the fullest every day, and we can't be just brought down while we're living life while everything's fine, but you can be brought down while things are not good, and you're dealing with something, because if you're dealing with something that's, you're struggling with life or death on that line, then that would be something to pray to God or the divine goddess for assistance, you know what I mean? And it's crazy, like sometimes emotional support, because if I'm too lonely, I get triggered with that, you know, squirrel dying like that. I got triggered, and it was just something else. You know what I mean? And it triggered me to think of how like lonely I am, and I'm without, and then a school buddy that and then dying on me, and then that was, you know, it's just an animal, but I mean, I was attached to the animal. That's the thing. And that's the power of nature and everything, is that, you know, attached to these things in life, then that's what it is in life, to be one with the things that we attach ourselves to and bond with and be friends with and have a co-creative experience with. And that's the whole meaning of life, and that's why I keep doing that every day. My co-creation and everything, my experiences, I go, hi square buddy, what's up, what are you doing, like, I do weird stuff like that, but I'm just co-creating and having fun with the animals, you know what I mean, and the wildlife and the birds they call burbies. Burby Betty, what are you doing, Burby? Burby Betty, Burby. You know what I mean? I could do that too. And this is out in nature, out and about, you know what I mean? So it's almost 7 minutes in. So I was gonna end the podcast soon. I was basically getting around to that, like if I had a girlfriend and all that, it'd just be so much better in my life right now. Like I need that companionship and that support, that emotional support in my life, like now more than ever, probably, because it's just rough, all of a sudden, like I got a rough patch again. But Neo worships the divine goddess. Girls, I hope you're doing good. And reach out. I love you, girls. Reach out if you ever need anything from me, because I can help you out, because I'm experienced with a lot of things that whatever you're going through, I could pretty much tell you that I've gone through it too. But anyway, yep. Have a good day, girls. I love you.